rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say you need a change. Feel that you need it. It's just so right. We're losing track of time. Trying things all night. Not like we need them. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Not for your love that keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high, keeps me high.
Ultravox.
All right. Hello and welcome back to Titan Esports. We're here with the Vanquisher League and we got XG Dragon versus Primordial Spire. I'm Ultravox and I'm here with Satyr and we are going to be kicking things off. We got off to a little bit of a late start because of some replay issues, but we're finally here in the draft.
Yeah, we were doing all of our prep as Ultravox was a little bit late on that one, and I did call him out on it, but that's because we were doing prep because we have to change games. We're actually doing Primordial Spire and XG Dragon now, which still does have playoff ramifications, but we're jumping straight into draft here. Jack, Seraphine, not Smolder bans? Are we expecting Smolder bans, Ultra? What do you think about the meta right now? Should we expect it?
So since we're on live patch, I think that Smolder got very significantly nerfed. I think that he's definitely not playable anymore, especially for the average team. They changed it so the number of stacks he needs went from 225 to 275, which is actually a pretty big difference there. So it takes a lot longer for him to scale. It's a big liability if Smolder never gets there. And of course, before the changes, he was obscenely strong. So well deserved nerfs. So far, we got Jack, Seraphine, Lucian. Lucian going to be a little bit unorthodox, so maybe they're making that hard read that Glory likes to play it. We got the Volibear picked up first, and that's going to be a consistently strong pick for sure.
Yeah, a good read there, I think, to take that one away. Volibear being very, very strong, Hawaii being taken away. I also do like seeing that being taken away. I know what TPS can do. We do have the wrong logos, and we will get them fixed after, because I also do not want to see that Dorado trash, so we can get that out of here really quickly. But we do have Udyr coming in as a good top lane answer to Volibear, but that could be easily moved into the jungle, so that might not be their hottest pick going into that one. With Taliyah should be in the mid lane. We have seen Taliyah be in the jungle before, but Jinx coming through, my original OTP. I love that pick already coming through.
Yeah, Jinx has been getting a lot more popular. I think Jinx is very strong right now. Clean up those team fights with the resets, and there you go. I also am a huge fan of Swain. Fantastic versus picks like Udyr, even versus Taliyah, where they're kind of low-ish range. You can just kind of drain them with your ult throughout the whole fight. Makes team fighting extremely straightforward for XG.
Yeah, really straightforward, really easy to pull off is the most important thing, I think, there. It's so easy just to walk in and say, no, this is how we're doing these things now as Swain. I'm really looking forward to that as Lulu, Silas coming through, pinching away the bot pool. Maybe they don't think it's going to be Swain in that bot side. Maybe they think it's going to be Swain in the mid. I do like Swain and Jinx as a combo in the bot, because Swain says no to dying while Jinx just gets to live. So I kind of like Swain in the bot side, but they're also taking away the Rel, which is a jungle / support, so a lot of focus down there, while we just see a lot more working for the mid lane here coming across from XG. So I don't know, I feel like they definitely have ideas of how they want this draft to go. I don't see any kind of stylistic play coming out just yet, apart from that Taliyah being a roaming pick. That's the only thing I'm really seeing right now, and I don't think that's enough coming in from Primordial Spire. I think there's still a little bit left to do there in terms of solidifying this comp.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah, they're going to pick up the Xin Zhao, and what XG also is calling out is they thought that Taliyah would be in the jungle. So obviously, with this pick, it's not. Looks like it's going to be Xin Zhao jungle with the Taliyah in the mid and the Udyr in the top side. So the laning allocations are all assigned for TPS so far. For XG, they're going to get that Alistair. And I really like that. You can push the Xin Zhao out of the fight. You can deny Tristana's jump if you're really on top of your timing. And they're also going to have the Syndra as well. So looks like it's a Swain top. Unorthodox, but we have seen it before.
We have seen it before. Has it worked? Yes and no. The team fights were exceptional. The laning had a little bit left to give us, I think. There was still a little bit more work to be done on that in terms of controlling the lane. I felt like they didn't really have the same plate control. And just being that island pick, you need to just make sure they never get plates. So I'm interested to see how it goes. I like the Syndra for that. If Jinx is hitting something, I'll kill it and get that first reset. I like Alistair to stop that kind of jump in from the Triss. Taliyah trying to get to the backside. Xin Zhao. The Renata is screaming team fight pressure for me though from TPS, which I love. Mm-hmm. It's a tough call if you were trying to pick a favorite here. But for me, it's always going to be Jinx. I always feel like that champion just has it. It just has that ability to take over a game.
Yeah, I think ultimately XG definitely has the more straightforward comp to pilot. TPS are going to have to play a little bit more around this early game macro. Let's go ahead and hop into the game if we're ready. I think we're ready, so let's get that underway, and we will go and see how XG perform versus TPS right now, right here on the Rift.
Yeah, jumping into the Rift, we're going to have a look across and see that it's going to be Talia bot. Is that right? Or am I imagining things here? That could be a Talia bot. We'll have to see if that's just maybe a little bit of a producer might need to pull that one up for us. It looks like it is. Okay, I was very, very worried there for a quick second because I really like Talia bot lane. I am a bit of a degenerate when it comes to that. I do like to see it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to be able to do with this one because Udyr, I think, will have a decent amount of pressure on the top side. Xin Zhao has that early pressure getting into lanes, has that dash, has that CC, should be a bit of a menace when it comes to those early stages. Talia, great control, Tristana and Renata, they have that ability to pop off. On the other side, there's a lot more scaling involved. My voice just went there, oh my.
Hey, you got a whole double best of 2 ahead of you, so best of 3.
Espresso time. Espresso time. That's what it is. Coffee will get me through this.
All right, yeah. Whatever you need. Cough drops, coffee, all manner of voice-aiding substances.
I'm just getting over it now, Ultra. It's been a hell of a week for me.
I think something's been going around, even in Ireland, huh?
Oh yeah, no, it's been absolutely awful. But we'll get past that. We're back in. Titan is here, and I am more than happy. And are they going to level 1 this? No.
They are, and they're getting damage into Alistar, which I think is actually the better choice there, because the lower you put down everyone's favorite cow, the less willing he is to initiate fights, right? You put him down, so he engages it, let's go himself. I like it. I really like this. This is exactly how Improvise needs to play to prevent this early aggression. This from the engaged style supports. You gotta use that range.
Power shot in the mid, we just managed to catch a glimpse of that there. That could be important. Come later in the stage. You don't want to be taking tower shots pre-tree. It just takes such a chunk out of you. Kind of need to burn a pot just to make it back up. We'll have to keep an eye on how that Talia does. But in the bot side, yeah, I completely agree. I think taking that Alistar out nice and early, getting that health low and kind of scaring away the possibility of the all-in is a lot more important at this stage. Because we do see a bit of a CS lead already building up for Prim in that bot side. So will we see Phoenix head towards that side of the jungle nice and early, as they have spotted out the Volibear? The pings are coming down, so might be a little bit of wasted time, as we do see Rover just roaming in, getting that vision down, so they'll know where Volibear is at all times now.
Yeah, because Iconic got kind of aggressive there, I'm not sure exactly what he was looking for. Maybe just wanted to see if the blue buff was still there. But he is going to be significantly slower in finishing this full clear. He can also hop up to this top side to try to take down Rover, but Rover's wave is, of course, pushing back towards him. A little bit of a tough time for Iconic now, just has to opt to clear these camps, while meanwhile Phoenix Flare can maybe play aggressively if Prim and Improvise choose to let this wave push towards them. Mongo, the nice trade as well. That first strike, going to net them a decent amount of money as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that builds up over time. I always like keeping an eye on the first strike money as the game goes on. You start to see it build up into like hundreds and hundreds, and you're like, okay, that's why they take it. I'm a big fan of Electrocute, you know? Like that little bit of extra damage constantly. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that first strike will work out for the Syndra. It is one of those picks that wants to get those shards in, build up more damage, get those upgrades in, and Improvise so aggressive on this Renata, as we do see a big trade. Rover, I don't think you win this one, buddy, or do you?
I don't know. We're popping Ghost on the Swain. Jolt's walking forward, but Rover is very tanky. If there's one character that I think is immovable in top lane right now, it's definitely Udyr. Just the endless shielding and healing turtle stance. So good here, and just helping him sustain through this ranged Swain poke that he's got going on. So I think that Rover's just going to be hanging tight up there. It does kind of let Swain scale with the stack mechanic, with the extra HP, but we'll see how much that matters as well.
Yeah, I'm also, one thing I want to point out, as we do see another 5, will they be able to get the pull back? They won't. Iconic Flash? No.
Okay. Iconic could have gotten in there, but chooses to save the flash. Yeah, the claw going wide really does hurt this. Rover is just being a menace. Jolt's dropping ever lower. Iconic is now gonna get the Rover, but that's a great flash. Wind becomes lightning from Phoenix Flare. They're gonna knock up the Volibear as well. Burn him down with this storm. And once again with the Xin Zhao W, but there's nothing else left to be found there. Just a great, well-executed counter game for Phoenix Flare.
Yeah, a really, really nice. I was going to say before that I was kind of upset with Phoenix Flare for all the vision and control they had in the jungle in terms of getting the vision down from Rover into the top side, spotting out the Volibear on the attempted first gank, and the kind of place that Phoenix was in. They actually went even in terms of jungle camps. They both got a crab each, they both full cleared, and there was never an advantage picked up by Phoenix, but that completely changed it. Using that flash, getting in and killing that top laner is big. Improvise. A little bit greedy there on the recall. Please don't stand in that bush. There could be an evil eye to come to stop you once again, but it looks like it's going to be Grubs coming up first here, as Iconic has pulled in Storm, and they're actually getting something done with the roam, while Improvise only picked up a ward.
Yeah, that's not going to be too great for Improvise. And I think these Grubs going over are going to be pretty meaningful. If you can deny these from Udyr, makes it a lot better because you don't have to worry about him constantly shoving in your side lanes with as much urgency. So I do like the prioritization of Grubs. Maybe they can even stop this dragon attempt as well, but Improvise is going to land the handshake on a Storm, knock him up. Kartana bounces him around. They're going to juggle him for the full combo right here. They knock back Phoenix Flare though. Storm, who manages to dance out of the rock's way. Kartana could not secure that kill, but now TPS, they have it wide open for the dragon.
Yeah, that was a little bit much there, I think. It just using that flash was so aggressive, and if it had worked out, yes, it would have been perfect, but no, not enough coming through, as this is a big trade in the top side.
Joel's popping the ultimate. This is going to be a full all-in. Rover coming away the big winner of that. Gets the Swain ultimate, doesn't commit too many resources because, of course, he is Udyr, and enforcing this small CS lead, but Rover's looking fantastic in this lane. It's tough for Jolts up there.
It is, and that's something I did talk about, was that we'd seen the Swain before on the top side, and it didn't have as much control in the lane as we'd wanted, and especially into something like Udyr that just has a lot of control, has that big ability. And look at this 3-man invade into the bottom side jungle here. They're looking for this one as Prim. No bomb available, but a little bit of poke and damage coming through, just stepping up to Glory and being like, yeah, I'll fight you, don't worry about it, I'm here too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that there wasn't more action when it was just Prim and Glory alone in the bottom side. Maybe Glory did a great job of managing the wave, but that's very scary if you're versus Tristana, who has assassin level damage and can just jump straight on top of you when you're Jinx with no true escapes besides Flash. So maybe Prim didn't get as aggressive as they maybe could have. Not exactly sure because we didn't see it. Either way, though, that 3-man invade leaves Iconic with less camps, and he's probably a little bit sad about that.
I think more than likely Prim probably used the bomb on the wave just to get it pushing in. Knowing they were alone, they just wanted to say, well, I'll get this wave in, I'll stay safe, I'll make sure that Alistair isn't hiding around somewhere waiting for me, because they didn't have full vision behind the tri-bush due to the pink. So maybe a little bit of just caution coming through there on the shove. I'd love to go back and have a look, but I'll play around with my ideology a little bit more, as Improvise is in his spot side getting aggressive. Phoenix, they must know that ward is there if they're going to sit back like this. And do they have the idea with Iconic being able to get down to that bot side as well? Hanging around, he's just going to invade here for free. Is Phoenix trying to sneak in behind? Is this one worth it?
Oh, Glory gets hit with the handshake, though. Does take just a little bit of damage. I think if you're Glory and Storm, you really don't have to worry too much. No matter what, Tristana's E will push the wave towards you, and so they're nice and comfortable here underneath this turret. They can now collect this. No danger of jungler gank, even if they did or didn't know that Phoenix Flare was there. They're just playing very conservatively and exactly around Tristana's weakness right there.
Yeah, and on the other side, Iconic just walks in and takes the blue buff and is more confused about where Phoenix could have been. Maybe they would have spotted out on the gank and he knew the safety was there, but it is just gone. But there come the pings. They have an idea that the Volibear could still be in the jungle, but he's not. He's already taken blue and left, so great work there as Rover is starting up the blue while Iconic is here, so communication all over the place. They have no idea where this bear is.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they thought was going on, but I don't know. Kind of spicy from Rover to get in there and just harass Iconic around this blue buff. Phoenix Flare standing on vision. This guy, Phoenix Flare, has not had too many successful ganks so far. He's around in time for Grubs. He's gonna get that vision down. They've spotted him. XG's just had full eyes on him, I guess, wherever he goes. That's always tough if you're a jungler. They pulled Improvise up once again to try to make this rub play happen.
Yeah, let's see what the plan is from here as Rover is once again going to force in another wave, step back, but it's all about these grubs now, and there has to be a contest coming through here. They can't let the 6 go over because they will just get through tower so quickly in the late game with Jinx and Iconic. You don't want to get caught out either. You can't be face checking like that.
Yeah, okay, but they're gonna dive straight onto Obongo. Swain ult is popped. Ghosting as well pretty fast as he gets on to Phoenix Flare, who gets knocked up. They're gonna hit him with the claw as well. In fact, he's taking so little damage here thanks to his ult, but now Prim has arrived to fight. He's jumping in. Obongo gets a kill, but I think that's all that XG can manage right here as Storm once again gets jostled around. It's gonna be TPS that comes up huge, maybe make it one more. As they're tower diving for Obongo, they will get that one, but Prim gives their life as well. No matter what, it's big win-ins for TPS.
Yeah, big shutdown going through as well there for the Syndra, so it's still money, it's still something, but great work coming through there, and they will pick up their prize in the end, which is the grubs, evening up those numbers, giving themselves equal chance now. But Jolts has something to say. This fight is not over.
Oh, he stole the grub! Wait, that's crazy. Iconic, I think Iconic walked way too far forward, has to flash out of there. All right, yeah, made a little bit of a positioning error. But that grub steal is crazy. Still 4 grubs for XG. They're going to attack Phoenix Flare once again. There's no ultimate left to keep Phoenix Flare safe. Obongo collects that kill. Meanwhile, on the other side, this is exactly what I was talking about before. I'm getting super aggressive here. Like that. Grubs now full open for XG, and they're going to get 6 of them, I do believe. So that's going to feel good.
I feel very good. Prim not feeling the 1v1 though, and opting to jump out instead of staying aggressive at going in for that. That's a weird one to see as a Jinx player and played this matchup thousands of times. That's my position where, like, I'm dead as a Jinx. I just know I'm dead. But not opting into a Prim, playing very safe in the spot side, even with all the advantages they have picked up. But this could be the kill, this could be the moment, and it's not.
Yeah, very close there. If the Buster Shot was available, could have been good. Looks like it was used earlier, so not quite the full damage for Prim's combo, but they'll force Glory away, get this plate, then rotate over to help their team at Dragon. This is the consolation prize. You lost out on the grubs, but you get 2 Drakes here, which is honestly really good. 2 Drakes, not feeling too bad. Dragon Soul is going to be a big win condition for them, seeing as they don't scale quite as well. So managing their early game power to create these permanent leads is probably the core strategy that TPS has to play around right now.
I also feel like they're dueling power, so they're straight 1v1s. They have some decent strengths there with the Udyr in the side lane. Talia will be able to hold off a side lane as well. And then you also have Tristana being able to move around and maybe take a 1v1 against something with that assassin style damage as an ADC. So I think there's still options for them in terms of the 1v1s, but when it comes straight team fighting, Syndra and Jinx combined I think is just too much for them to handle. If they get that one reset, it's a very easy fight for them, but always got to keep an eye on that Renata ult. That's the only other thing that's in the back of my mind if I'm playing Jinx in this game. It's what I have to worry for. If I get a reset and then start shooting my own teammates, it's lights out.
Yeah, I think that Improvise has a very easy job this game too, because in a full 5v5 team fight, you see Swain ult, you can just pop that big berserk wave that washes over everybody. You know that's their go button, that's their full commit. Jolts has to make that window count, and if you can deny anybody from XG walking forward, it's just so good. And it really helps your team out. So Improvise has to play well, and there he goes with that handshake. He's going to lock up Glory as well, forced with the berserk. Glory is exhausted, but a lot less damage than it seemed like it should have been. So Jinx does survive. Kartana hops right in, takes the turret aggro. They're gonna get headbutted straight back into that as well. They're gonna need a super mega death rocket to the face. Phoenix Flare has arrived, and suddenly this play is just a disaster. For TPS, it looked like it was good at the start. It was so hypey from Improvise, but it just doesn't work out at all.
Improvise with a great start to the fight, but the rest of it just was not there. Kartana was just giving it away, but they're not done. They want to keep going on this one. Do they have the juice for this? I don't think they do. The minion wave is gone. The dive is off.
Yeah, Glory is ghosted as well. They do miss the zap. Phoenix Slayer is able to get in. Prim jumps over the wall as well. They're flashing forward, putting the damage on a Glory, and they will take him down. Phoenix Slayer, he's ticking. He's going to fall as well because there's no kill to reset him. But now Obongo is here. They're very accelerated. Kartana TP's down to match the Syndra movement. They won't get pushed back. They will get some damage in a storm. Push them away from the turret. All the while, Rift Herald called into the mid lane by Iconic. I don't think he drove it. Runs around there. They're just going to try to get this turret damage.
Yeah, that's some magic work being put in there. That dive, time and time again, they were just forcing, and I don't think it really worked out the way they wanted to. I think they lost too much from it. They spent too much time, too much resources, and I know they feel like they need to force a play, but I don't think Prim was strong enough without that completed item to be able to get that one done. Now, with the completed item, I think Prim in a much stronger position, but I don't know, it just felt so off. It feels like communication is missing or something, right? It's just, there's something not clicking for me there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what it was. Like I said, I expected Prim to do tons more damage there. I think they might have just not recalled in a while, because they base now, and they have completed Kraken Slayer with a BF sword alongside that Warhammer, so I'm sure they had 2,000 gold in their pocket or something, but either way, yeah, that was just not good for XG, for Prim and the team over there, so definitely not what they were looking for. I do think that with Glory and Obongo being as accelerated as they are, this game is on a fast track. It's very very volatile right now. It's dead even though.
Yeah, but Iconic is going to find Rover here. Will the pullback come through? It will. The speed is there, but here comes the cow, and they won't be able to catch up to that Udyr. It's just impossible. Also, quick one. Do you think Kartana is like the Halo 3 version of Mario Kart?
Kartana. That's funny. It's a Pokemon. It is one of the newer ones, one of the Ultra Beasts. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they're referencing, but that is Kartana. It's like a little origami guy.
Is that the DLC?
Did you play Sun and Moon? I know that one's a little bit after our time, but
no. I played the Scarlet and Violet. I've played all of the Switch ones. I haven't played any of the 3DS ones.
Okay, all right, yeah. The 3DS ones are all solid. I mean, they all have their problems. You know, Pokemon games in the modern world have their problems, but
Power World Gang.
Power World hater right here.
Anyway. It was fun. It was really, really fun. I will admit that. But we'll jump back into this game really quickly. As we do get to the biggest pal of them all, we get to the Drake, which is starting up. They're going to get their first one. They're going to get something back as Prim is focused on the static gold game. I think the biggest issue right now I'll have with them forcing to try and get static gold and giving up objectives is once Jinx gets to a tower, it's gone. It's like they have all of the grubs. That thing will fall so fast. And if you're going to give up Drakes just like that when that was your key advantage, is that really the right play?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. If I'm XG here, I'm doing a lot to prioritize getting this third Drake and putting myself at soul point. But instead, they opt to group around topside, so they must value the gold more right now. I'm not necessarily sure if that's correct, but that is what they have opted to do, and boy, do they have full control of this topside.
Yeah, it's a lot of good vision, a lot of control. They're waiting to see if they can find Obongo here, as there is a little bit of a bounty there, and you always like to see just another 150 gold showing up there. But we'll have to see, because this is another one of those wasting time moments that we saw with dives in the bot side as well. They stick around a little bit too long trying to force an ID or try to force something, and it ends up not working out because it's just TPS being a little bit more cautious and decisive in what they're trying to do. And they know they just have to wait. They have scaling. They have the ability to play the late game more effectively just due to the way their champions are built. So why would they be looking for those aggressive plays? Why would they be playing into areas where they can't see? They just have to play it safe here, Ultra, and they're doing well. Gold, 100 gold difference. That's amazing for a scaling team into a more early bully. When you think of the style of lanes they have, Udyr wants to bully, Jhin wants to be in lanes constantly harassing. Talia wants to be roaming. Triss, Renata want to get kills, while everywhere else is just like, we'll just chill and we'll just have a good time come late game.
Yeah, totally agree. It's TPS that are sitting pretty right now. And that's all they have to do, like we said in the draft. More straightforward. You have the guys with a lot of HP stand in front of the guys without a lot of HP, and that will come soon. We have Dragon up in 3 minutes, so a long time for that. Baron is really the only objective possible on the map, but with all this pressure from Rover, it's going to be tough to get in there. I say that though, and we already have Iconic jumping over the wall, trying to get onto Kartana. Phoenix Flare doing the exact same on the Obongo though, and Phoenix Flare is the one with the damage, but Iconic is going to secure that kill. Phoenix Flare cannot finish off Obongo. The knock up Molly Bear, they're going to finish. She can pull him back. Wind becomes lightning, shuts down Obongo Syndra. Prim has arrived as well. Further support their teammates with those 2 kills going over Baron. The real possibility. Jolts is having a tough time clearing this wave versus Rover. Let's see what Glory can say. That's a triple knockup. Dodge away from the Berserk. It's great for Glory. They're going to get 1 reset. They can flash away. Try to attack Improvise now. Glory exhausted, but Rover is very fast. Ghosting after TPing into the fight. Storm, the next one to go down. Jolts is TP'd just a little bit too late. Ultimate is about to get timed out. Now they're just a sit and duck. Very fast with the Ghost, but a duck nonetheless. It's a double kill for Prim, jumping under the turret just to make sure they get that one. A clean ace for XG.
Yeah, I was about to say this before the second iteration of that 5-star. Like, there's something about NA, Jinx, and Baron, so I'm going to put all my chips on Glory, but this didn't work out. That exhaust was massive coming in from Improvise, and when you see a Jinx like that, sometimes you just have to improvise and adapt, and that's exactly what they did.
For sure. Yeah, Improvise played incredibly well there. Forced Jinx to reposition and not attack with the Renata ultimate. Shut down the DPS with the exhaust. I mean, what more can you ask for from your support to prevent the team wipe? So Improvise MVP for this game. I think they're doing a lot of subtle, unsung, really good plays.
Yeah, but they're a support, so they're not allowed MVPs.
Who's allowed MVP then, huh? Junglers? It has to be junglers. Mid laners?
No, ADC. Look at Prim. 5-1 and 2. Doing the thing. No, honestly, I 100% agree. Improvised all of the things they've done, bar that one roam, that level 3 roam. I remember that. Don't worry about it. Improvised. Some things still need to be fixed, but a lot of the small things Improvise is doing is really carrying the team and putting them in the correct positions, whether it's ward control or push control, setting up to make sure that their win conditions are in the right places. Very, very important. Look at this, just constant control in these areas around these objectives, and this third Drake could open up a lot of opportunity here for XG to force Drakes, force Barons, force that soul ideology.
Yeah, wow, Prim, what are we doing? What is this? Prim just jumps in, but it doesn't even matter. It's a big Renata ult that's gonna berserk half the team. Jolt's sure they're popping the ultimate, but everybody on XG is still alive here. That was an insane play. I've never seen a Tristana initiate a team fight like that.
Yeah, I have flashbacks to something to do with NA and ulting
Cody Sun's Tristana, but that was an
gonna...
attempted insect. That was just a straight up assassination attempt, and I guess it works out. That's crazy.
I think the call was there. It's like, hey Renata, can you fight or die me? Yeah, bro. Why? And just sent it. It's just gone. Well, it worked. I think it did get the fight or die. They did get back up. They immediately then got nuked by Obongo. But they did the job. They set up the fight. They forced it, and it worked. They're starting to read into they just want to scale, and they're just like, we're just going to force, and it's working. And this is really, really big. XG obviously need this win to have a chance at getting in the playoffs, as they still have to rely on other games. But
right.
They need these wins. The TPS, they've already locked in their playoffs.
Yeah, XG fighting to keep the dream alive. They're fighting damn hard, I would say. Prim and Improvise putting in big work. The rest of the team, of course, no slouches. Still have that scaling on the side, though. It's only a 2k gold difference. Soul point is on the table for XG. They already have it. Soul is on the table for XG. It's just a matter of navigating these team fights once again to get to that dream. It's a 3-item Tristana. Glory not quite on this 3rd item yet. Have to see how they want to play this. Baron, got to be careful about that. The dance is coming up.
The dance is coming up. That 3rd Drake is looming in the eyes getting that soul. It'll be so big for them having that third Drake and then having control of the map. That's the full objective right now. This is, I think, every single coach's favorite position for their teams. They're like, you hold all the cards, you have all the ability. You just need to control communication and make sure you're all on the same page for your next call. And right now, Baron is just the option. That's all they want. They want this Baron as Rover stepping in. Just wants to get this tower down. But here comes the fight.
Okay, yeah, the 4v4 on the top side. Weaver's Wall is going to cut everybody off the backside. Phoenix player getting onto Obongo, but it's a great flash that keeps the Syndra alive. Getting over the wall right there. They have full control of this Baron area. I love this from XG. They're doing such a good job at controlling these chokes. And now with Rover on the bottom side, he's untouchable. They can't do anything. Taking negative damage from the Swain. Prim and everybody else, they're just going to start this Baron right up. Storm, Glory, they're all around here. We're going to have something to say about it to teleport into that control ward. They're forcing XG off of this. Storm flashes forward, but fails the combo. And now Rover's here. They're getting onto Iconic. Jolt is alive as well. Bear has to get over the wall with the ultimate. It's not too good, but Glory's still alive and is untouched. They're going to dodge away from the Berserk. This could be the moment for the Jinx pop-up. One shutdown already, but Glory gets exhausted and hand-shooken. Nobody can get to them, though. Prim almost taking down Iconic. I think the bomb does it. Yes, it does. And now Rovers finally found their way out the back line. They're going to take down Glory. Nothing you can really do after the frontliners are onto you. Obongo manages to get the kill with the Syndra ultimate. The Rover is there, and he's got enough damage. It will take out all of TPS once again.
They do manage to clean up the fight. It's messy. It's not as clean as they want to. Once again, improvise. Landing that first exhaust is enough to secure the fight, and it's messy. We can't say that it's clean. They managed to get it done, but it's just, I don't know what to say. It's so tough for both sides here to get that clean win. I think if they had kept one more person up, if they had kept Improviser Prim, they might have been able to get something more off of that one. But it's just the one tower, that one bit of static, and it still buys that extra little bit of time. More importantly, that IE is now online for Glory. So that damage is just ramping up more and more. We're going to get close to that kind of LDR, maybe a Runan's kind of range. Once that happens, can you do it again, Improvise? Can you get that exhaust down? Can you buy that space with the ult to make sure Jinx is unable to join the fight the way they want? That's what we have to keep an eye on.
Right, yeah. It's just... yeah, exactly. It's really hard. Like, it looks like Glory's positioning is so good, but the damage just isn't there. I guess, yeah, we're full LDR waiting room here for this Jinx to start really popping off. But Dragon is spawning in 45 seconds. Is TPS going to have enough time to get this fourth item and their Jinx truly online? Look at this, Rover's on the backside. Be a big flank. Spot him out. He's CC immune. He's just going to power through all of that. Now again, XG has control of this choke point here, and they are not letting TPS through.
Where do you go? What do you do? What do you call? Because it looks like Storm wants to just go for this one. Prim, more than willing and able to join this one at any point. Leap over that wall. Obongo, have to keep an eye on the stun. This stun will be the difference maker too.
Okay, there it is. Lots of damage onto Kartana, but they cannot finish him off. That's too much shielding. Here comes the Renata ultimate. Glory has to dance away from it once again. They're trying to peel away for the Jinx, but on the other side, Storm barely surviving. He's going to crawl out of there. Rover going to go down. Jinx has a reset, but Prim's jumping straight in to the middle of three people. Obongo still alive. 3 members of XG, though, will be left standing as well. Cortana, Improvise, still holding it together, and I think the Dragon Soul is theirs. Iconic is alive, but he instantly dies to the Talia combo, but he didn't have too much HP. XG is just outmaneuvering TPS at this point.
Yeah, the Jinx just locked themselves into the rocket there, leaving themselves to be just collapsed. I think they had more space and more time, and just the lack of vision control, something that we spoke about before, that just the great vision control coming in from XG in every single area. Jinx locks themselves into a rocket, they're stuck in place, the collapse comes through, and then suddenly just unable to finish that fight. They flash into a better position, they do manage to get one more kill, but then they're the one between both teams, and they go, oh, this is how I die kind of moment. And it's improvised, sending the ult in, Rover trying to stick to the Jinx, make sure they can't join the fight. There's a lot going into these fights, a lot of small details. But once again, Improvise and Rover kind of keeping that Jinx away from the main bulk, and Prim just gets the free fire and has no worries of that Jinx damage coming through.
Yeah, it was closer there. I mean, I think if Prim keeps making these rocket jump plays, maybe it's winnable for TPS, but they're struggling. Gold lead is 5k now. Almost have the LDR for Glory. We already have magic penetration for Wango as well with the Crypt Bloom completed. We're a little ways off. This is going to be Baron. Started up here in the last one. Was denied, so can Iconic and everybody else do it again? The Weaver's Ball is going to cut them off. Baron at 4k. Dropping down. Smite is going to be there, and it's Renata that secures the Baron. Jolt's trying to run interference to the backside. I think this could be TPS's fight, but Rover's on the backside as well. Where's Jinx? They died already, yeah, so that's going to be it, I think. Wango under fire by Brim, and Rover's just chasing everybody down with this storm. Beautifully played from XG here. They managed to prioritize the exact carries they needed to. They just steamroll over this fight. Rover's not slowing down in the slightest. Iconic trying to limp away. Will be allowed to live just a little bit longer, but Baron should mean the end of the game right here.
Yeah, Phoenix Flare was able to get onto the Jinx there, and Jinzhou unchecked on your carry. It's still going to kill it 90% of the time, so it was just a team fight that was... It's a rock and a hard place. Like, you need to get closer and closer onto the backside. You have to try and get close to the Swain and see if they can get that reset. But you also can't leave that backline open, which they ended up doing, and it just became a little bit too easy there for the side of XG in that last fight. But we saw the control that they had in those fights. Talia's wall, first of all, set them up to be able to keep them away from the fight. And then by the time they got there, they were just too messy on the macro sense. They had kind of, I think it was actually Obongo and Jolts were actually down the bot side. The Jinx was farming down the bot side, and they started the Barons, so they had that long walk as well. So it was very, very messy there towards the end, Ultravox.
Yeah.
TPS, they had all the right places before, just not the damage, and then XG were just able to continue to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, XG, we doubted them, but they managed to overcome the Scaling Menace team comp that TPS had. They looked pretty great while they were doing it. They're fighting to keep their dream alive. One more game will keep these playoff dreams going. So let's see if they can do it in game 2. We'll be going to a short break, so don't go anywhere.
Pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away. like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say I need a change. Feel that you need it. But you're so right. We're losing track of time. Buying things online. Not like we need them. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me 1,000,000 years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Addict for your love that keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high, keeps me high.
All right, and we are back with game 2 of TPS versus XG. I'm Ultravox, and this is Satyr once again. And so, I'm gonna hop into this draft. XG taking it home last time with a very nice, dominant performance throughout the mid game to the late game. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, there's going to be some changes up in the draft already as we see Ari being taken away. I don't think that was the first ban the last time. I think it was Nautilus. I'm trying to reach back into my brain right now. But I kind of want to see some more changes coming through. I don't want to see that Volley Bear again. I don't want to see Iconic on it. I felt like it wasn't impactful enough for the speed we wanted the game to be in terms of jungling. So I wouldn't mind seeing that changed up. I'd like maybe them to try and take a Xin Zhao or something like that. Maybe even a Maokai and just become a faster threat than a Volibear is, because Volibear is a little more wind up. But Lucian, Seraphine, what are we going to see here on this one? It will be the Nautilus in the end, so nothing really changes from the side of XG in terms of bans. But what will the first pick be? I don't want the Volibear, just not the Volibear.
So I'm gonna go against you on that one. I think Volibear maybe wasn't the problem, but it was rather the weak solo lane. So Syndra not going to be able to do a ton early. Swain really struggling as well. I think that really hampered Iconic. But nonetheless, it's going to be Udyr picked up for TPS. XG this time, they're going to be the ones with the Volibear. one more pick to match that, to round that out. The Talia once again. And so I do like this because Volibear can really get in there in the early game. Reliable ganks with Flash, right? You combo that with Talia, it's guaranteed CC. It's a lot like that Talia Pantheon cheese bot lane. Pretty cool. Graves for TPS. Now, we don't see a lot of Graves in these leagues, but I really do enjoy playing Graves. Very cool champion. You can do a ton with it in the early game. Don't have the most playmaking ability, but you can really kind of out macro your opponents, so it's pretty cool.
The Graves Jhin is an interesting lineup here. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. That looks already to be like a lot of lethality coming through, as that should be lethality on both sides, which means you just take health and tanks, and they should just survive it up until the very, very later stages of the game where you might see a low health bar, but they've already picked up the Ornn, which says, no, I'm not going to die to that type of damage. So they might be in a little bit of trouble. They're taking away the Jinx. They banned the Triss. Now we might see maybe Varus or Zeri come true for the XG bot side. That would probably be the best two options there.
Yeah,
so I'd like to see that changed up, but I'm still very worried about this right now because if you just overload with tanks here for XG, you kind of win, right?
100%, yeah. So you're picking Graves because you want to play Graves. You're picking Jhin because it provides CC and engage tools that Graves doesn't have, right? Sound there, but you get totally clapped by this Ornn who's just going to stack armor versus these two characters. Might have a little bit of trouble versus Udyr, but we'll see. Either way, Jin's not doing anything to Volibear, to Udyr. Graves might struggle as well. I think it's got to be crit for both of these two characters if they want to have any chance of dealing damage. Ashe is certainly not the character I would have picked on this R4. I would have been looking for some kind of big hyper carry like you were saying, but Ashe is going to be the pick as well.
It could be
TPS.
support Ashe and the ult to stop Jhin ult. The only thing I'm thinking in my head is to just be annoying to the Jhin overall. Gwen is a decent pickup, which means it is going to be a change in... Okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Gwen has to be top.
It's got to be Gwen
Graves
top.
mid?
It's got to be Graves mid then.
Into Talia?
That might be bad. Maybe it's... Maybe it's
Who's
Gwen
cooking? Who's
mid?
cooking here?
Yeah, TPS, their comp is kind of...
Something's
all over the place.
burning in this
XG's
house
last pick
right
is
now, Ultravox.
Emilio.
Something's on fire. Something ain't right here. Go bring up the pro comps.
Bring up the pro comps. Yeah. All right. We'll give our shout out to pro comps, our beloved sponsor. After we get into the game, some interesting drafts. Some interesting drafts. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shout them out right now. Then, so pro comps, they're our sponsor. It's a personal draft coach app. You love to see it. They'll help you out playing solo, playing with your team. You can give them personalized tier lists for your own champions, your own champion pool fed into it, and it will provide you with real-time advice based on that data during drafts. So it's kind of like a real-time assistant to help you draft better. Maybe you too can cook incredible compositions like the ones we see here. It already has 200,000 downloads and thousands of daily active users. It's free, user-friendly. You can try it out with all manner of third-party apps as well, compatible with a whole bunch of them. So give it a shot. Go to procomps.gg and check it out. And maybe you will also find your draft leveled up. All right.
You will end up with a draft with a Graves.
The Graves mid.
I'm intrigued. Like, maybe they're five-heading a Talia wall into Q bounce, use the gunpowder. Maybe there's something cooking there. You could also bounce it off of the Ornn Q, off of that little Spire. Maybe Obongo is just thinking on a different... He's playing 4D chess and I'm playing badminton. Maybe there's just something going on there. But Rover, you gotta run, Rover.
Yeah, I think they early picked this Graves, and they were like, oh, well, they're playing Ornn, and we kind of need tank shredding, right? So I think they thought Udyr wasn't enough for them, decided to be flexible, put in the mid. Really, I think it's just going to clear waves and keep Talia kind of locked into this mid lane, try to prevent roams. So I think there's worse picks, but I am struggling to see what kind of value it will provide as the game continues. Because in my eyes, you're just going to get CC'd by Ashe, by Volibear, by Ornn.
Let me tell you a tale, Ultravox. Let me tell you a tale. So this is what I was kind of hoping for when I noticed I was going mid. Let me tell you the story of Tobias Fate, the Arcane Comet Raves mid player. He likes to just smoke grenade and Arcane Comet you out of the lane. Now, it is fleet, so we're not going to quite see the Tobito. But there is a world where maybe just smoke screen the Talia out of the lane might be enough. But we have more things to talk about. Milio Ash into Maokai Jin. How does that one go?
So, in my eyes, it's once again the double ranged into this melee and burst combo bot lane. You can see it right here. Maokai, especially after starting E, is not a character in this lane. You can get a little bit of chip damage with the bushes, but you're going to get super poked out. So Improvise and Prim, once again, doing a great job of managing this ranged versus melee matchup. Storm has to get to level 3 now with enough HP to make it engage realistic, and that is going to be a tall order.
Kind of the tail of the tape has been for the spot side. The same with the Alistar, that they've just been able to keep that tank down in those early stages. So looking forward if they can continue their dominance in that side. We saw Tristana and Improvise with Prim just absolutely take over. So we'll see if it can happen again. It'd be great to see. Obongo is obviously the outlier here. That's something we want to see coming in from the Graves in terms of why did you pick this? Is there something we don't know? And there's a smoke screen. There's an engage. That's a way in. And Obongo looking a little bit spicy to start this one off. His damage is going back and forth, but not winning.
Yeah,
It's the most important thing.
These trades are not going Obongo's way despite being the aggressor there. Maybe can keep sustaining up with Fleet, but definitely took an L when it came to those trades. So good for Kartana. They have teleport, they can get back to this lane, they both have teleport, so Kartana's looking to get this lost chapter, just using abilities on this wave. Graves, just with Q to clear the wave, is going to use less mana, of course, so able to stay and be a nuisance longer. I think relatively safe from ganks too, from these just run-at-you type junglers.
Yeah, Ghost looking a little bit aggressive there going into Rover, but Rover does not care. There goes the Ghost. They're going to keep going on this one though, and there's a flash in response, so maybe the aggression was right, but I just feel like Ornn is just one champion I never want to trade with it. It always seems to win.
Yeah, Bellows Breath into that big clap auto. That's a real killer right there. I also really like Rover's flash there. You flash and save HP. You're sure you might make it in your tower, but you have like 200 HP. It's really dangerous to stick around, but by early flashing, you get to catch this whole wave without being in fear of your life. Phoenix Flare hopped down to this bot side, tried an in-lane gank, and it didn't quite work out, despite the pushing wave. Now Iconic trying to get it on Kartana. Also can't make that one happen. Both junglers with ineffective ganks.
Yeah, not quite able to pick anything up off either side, but more importantly, you have to point out there's two flashes that have been taken down in solo lanes as Glory is just getting rained on. Arrows all over as Prim looking comfortable. Iconic has found
oh, Phoenix Flare over the wall! Flashes on Obongo. Will force him out of the fight. Iconic trying to do as much damage as they can with that empowered storm, and they will help out get this first blood. Obongo now just needs another auto attack. Both kills go over to Iconic, making that play happen. Phoenix Flare almost one-shot Obongo, but barely managed to live out.
Yeah, it's a big shift in tempo from what we saw before. It's Iconic actually getting out onto the map early on a pick I thought would need a little bit more time with the Volibear being so much more aggressive in those early stages, but at least in game one, it's kind of the style you want from them. But the Udyr this time around, getting it done, even with that read coming in from Phoenix Flare to be able to follow that one. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going so far. We might be seeing a game 3 if they can keep this tempo up, and Obongo on this Graves pick, it seems to be doing something.
Yeah, I think that at the very least, it's clearing waves, it's showing up these 2v2s. I think it's exactly what Iconic needs right now. It's just a skirmish buddy to make these early fights happen. Now, if I'm TPS, I'm really focused on getting the scrubs. Gwen is going to be a menace in the side lane. You want it to be as powerful as possible when pushing that. Instead, Iconic is choosing Dragon. I'm not exactly sure why that is, especially with this bot lane getting kind of battered here. It's the Phoenix Flare rolling up. It could be a 50-50. Oh, Phoenix Flare steals away the Dragon, and that's so tragic for TPS. Iconic trying to fight his way out now, but Prim's slowing him down. So the shutdown goes over to Kartana. Obongo kind of stuck in here. Needs that auto reset, the dash reset. Instead, he's going to choose to blow up Phoenix Flare and give his life for it instead of trying to escape the pit. Gotta respect that. It's a disaster, though, for TPS XG stealing away the Drake.
Yeah, disaster is one way to put it. It's nothing worse than you're like one auto away from securing that smite to finish that Drake off and not being able to get it as Volibear does secure it. It's a good pickup for them. Another kill does go over. It goes over to the mid lane as well. So it's Kartana picking up 2. Everything's a little bit scary right now as more engages. Prim will fall as the flash forward comes from Glory to step up, improvise. What are you able to do in this position? Do nothing but get shot as Glory lines it up. The root comes through. There's the last one. Double kill for the bot side. And it's all looking up for TPS.
TPS, despite that dragon play, immediately finds something else in the bot lane. That's what you need to do, Storm. Wasn't really getting super aggressive with these W combos, but managed to pull one off there. Got it on a Prim and helped Glory put that damage straight to the Ash. So very nicely played there. Phoenix Flare rolling up mid lane, trying to get in onto Bongo. Bongo gets stunned up. I think that's a dead Graves. Just about right there.
Something about being a pirate and getting ran down by a bear is so thematic to me when it comes to League of Legends. But great work to win. It just screams the League of Legends at its finest. It's like, I am the all-powerful dragon that created the universe, and then Kinder's like, I'm a wolf, and just kills it anyway. Little things like that.
What?
Bears
Kindred is
versus
the
pirates.
incarnation of death in their universe.
It's
I mean,
still a sheep and a wolf. Let's be honest.
I don't know about that one. And Volibear, man, he's
Bark
a god.
versus the creator.
The bear god, the 1,000-pierced bear. Worshipped
Yeah,
by
he's fighting a
Brilliant
pirate.
across the land. Yeah, Graves is just a two-push shotgun, exactly. How's he gonna beat that bear? God bear.
He's not even a good pirate. Bad pirate.
No, him and TF are kind of crappy pirates. That's not gonna stop him from attacking Kartana here. Iconic did a lot slowing him down, stunning him up. There's the damage, collateral damage to finish it off for Bongo. A great gank for Iconic. Now kind of invading down here on the bot side, just seeing if there are any camps left. Top
He's
lane's been
gonna
all
find that blue buff. The same as we saw the last time around, as Phoenix Flare will eventually make their way over that side. What is the plan here from this point on? So I'm trying to think through the eyes of TPS. What is their main goal here? And with the Udyr and the Graves and the Jhin being as strong as they are, lethality, you need to keep scaling that harder and harder. But Jolts also needs the lead. Jolts also needs some assistance. So you need to start pulling that Udyr up towards that top side and start giving something back when as the trade comes through. There goes the needlework.
Needlework popped, but because Ornn is purchasing the lane, Jolts is at such a huge item disadvantage, only with the tier 2 boots compared to 2 pretty powerful components from Rover. And Rover's really starting to win out in these trades here as well. So that's the power of the Ornn passive. Great stun, but Glory immediately cleanses it, just walks past the Weaver's Wall. Kartana doesn't have the pushback either. Very good Maokai ultimate. Everybody up and Iconic trying to do as much as they can. The curtain call is opened up, but Improvise and the gang are blocking for Kartana. That last shot will not find its mark. Phoenix Flare has the ultimate and slammed down on this turret. They can push Storm back. There it is. The big bear slammed to turn off the turret. Storm falls down, but Bongo found their way to the backside. It's a double kill for the Pirate. Looking pretty skilled right now. And they will take down Prim as well. The 2 gunmen with the triple kill. Looking very good for Bongo. Now 5-2 with a 400 gold bounty on their head.
All else fails, shotgun.
For sure.
That's how it is. Just double tap. It's the #1 rule in Zombieland. Always double tap. And Obongo comes in, one-shots Improvise, one-shots Prim, one-shots everything. Just that's how you play Graves mid. And I'm saying that because I have no idea if I'm right, but it feels right.
Yeah, I mean, you just pretend Graves is the jungler there. You just came late. You know, you had Udyr mid with this Leandre or something. Just the jungler was late to the counter gank, but you know, perfect move from
I've had a
Obongo.
smolder today as my support in solo queue. I don't want to think about
I would have
Udyr
dodged
mid as well. I should have 100%. You're 100% correct. But still, sometimes you just gotta let someone cook, and that was the most burnt food I've ever tasted.
Well, props to you for giving him a shot. Iconic hopping on these grubs. This is exactly what I was saying before. Gotta prioritize these 6 grubs so that Gwen went even harder. And now that Jolt has based, gotten just a little bit more in their pockets, they're much more powerful than the Stray 8s. The Dragon goes over in response. It's once again the 2 sets of grubs for the 2 Drakes. That's okay. I think that TPS comes out on the side of the deal that they want.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how the Gwen is going to match up the later this one goes on, as Rover will be called into fights. There flies an arrow. We say nothing about it. We just keep moving as Prim, still getting aggressive here, but you can't step up that aggressive when there's a tree around the corner.
Yeah, the cozy campfire from Amelia will help with that extra range to avoid switching advance. Jolt's knocked up under the turret, takes an extra shot. They're not immune. Rover entered the shroud, and Rover gets the solo kill. Jolt's just misstepping a little bit, costs them their life.
Yeah, a little bit of just overzealous action coming through from Jolt's there will cost them that. And yeah, they'll be able to get the lane and they'll be a little bit safer next time around, but damage has been done. Rover will complete the first item here. Or no, he's actually going to get the Spirit Visage. Okay.
So Canic Rookin builds out a Spirit Visage and Negatron Cloak, so it's just sitting on Bombies, I think. Not opting to go for the Fire Cape, but that's okay. Prim taking a lot of damage here on the bottom side, a lot of healing from Melio, 4-shot, not... There it is, actually, that's enough damage with the Ignite! Cut all the healing. Now Improvise will go down as well. Glory and Storm coming out on top. The Kings of Island this time.
Yeah, they're getting their own back this time around. They're not allowing Prim and Improvise to play the way they want. I think it has a lot to do with that big engage that came down where Obongo joined the fight. Fought all the time for Glory, but here comes Kartana.
Kartana is ganking, and here comes a teleport as well. Glory cleanses the stun, but Phoenix Player's just doing way too much damage. Obongo sliding around here, shooting off his shotgun shells. How will he manage to navigate this one as Phoenix Player takes down Storm? Obongo's doing a ton of damage though. All those pellets hitting that big bear target. Exactly what Obongo wants. Kills go traded back and forth as XG's bot lane returns to their home. Iconic the entire time on this top side. I don't think we dive Warden though. I think he's just stealing away the camps.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that coming through from Iconic in the terms of just running in, getting what they can, moving around. And yeah, I think Obongo is just, it's just the X factor this time around. And I was so hesitant with the Graves pick, but they're making it look like an S+ tier pick. They're making it work. They're making it look crafty and skillful, and you just gotta love a pirate every now and then.
100%. And with that collector finish, they're going to be that much more menacing. I hope this build transitions into crit now, because with the Iceborne potentially coming in for Phoenix Slayer with the armor later on over the card, but Phoenix Slayer can CC'd out a little bit. Curtain Call is activated. They're trying to shoot down this Volley Bear. Iconic Liz with just a little bit of HP, and the 4-shot finds its mark as Glory takes down Phoenix Player. Wandering around this fight when he's immune, doing a lot of damage with the needlework, but finally the immunity runs out. Kartana lives out with Emilio shielding. Storm and Iconic so low here. Obongo's now arrived. Prim, Kartana so low they can go down to the collateral damage. There it is! It barely doesn't manage to collect Prim. It does force them away from this Rift Herald. Obongo putting that power use. Getting these guys out of here. Rover, Game Advisor still around. Still have something to say about this. We can find their mark. Oh, that's a great arrow. Stuns up the Jhin, and the displacement from Talia almost manages to kill him, but he's barely living out of there. Jolt's once again arriving at the fight now. Respawn and is ready to go. Rover dodging away from the damage. Health bars are so low on both sides. Kartana not fully committing into the full 5-man team just yet. Looks like both sides are living with TPS collecting the Herald.
Yeah, they get that empowered recall as well. It is just insane at this point in time. Gets them all out nice and easy. And there's a bit of a staleness coming in now when it comes to XG's comp in terms of they don't quite have the damage to break through. And Yes, they do have more lethality, and Orin will be very strong in the late game, but Rover isn't dying. But Kartana and Prim don't have the damage yet to get through and actually finish off the kills, with Joel's constantly going immune and just playing the nuisance. Bongo sliding and gliding all over the place. It's a very, very tough position for them to be in, and they need to dig deep on these fights and find that play, find that kill. Right now, all the cards TPS are holding them.
Yeah, I thought they had some good moments there. I really like the Ashe ultimate coming in after the initial engagement. That seemed like it could have really gone into XG's favor, but just low health bars on both sides. Nobody really going down. Tough to finish it off. You know, you don't have a lot of damage. You have a lot of first half damage with Ornn ultimate, with the Talia burst combo, but Ashe isn't going to be doing as much as other AD carries. So that's the draft that they picked. That's what they're playing.
Yeah, as we see, Obongo was spotted out in that jungle there, so Kartana knew not to step forward, as Obongo would just wrap around and use the advantage available there. There's the cleanse immediately from Glory, so that'll be down for the next little while. I don't think there's going to be much fighting in that stage. This is the lull moment where we just get to converse about how the game is going, while Joel's powering through as Gwen does onto that tower.
Yeah, those 6 grubs doing so much work. And that's why I was saying that before. You know, get Gwen those grubs, she's going to return dividends with that Nashor's Tooth, doing a ton. So, looking good. Any thoughts on how XG has to play this one to kind of secure their playoff chances, given that they do have to win this to stay in it?
They do have to win this, and if they do need a 2-0 would really solidify them into a great position to keep them in this one. But Bongo's a massive problem, Jin's range is a problem, and the fact that Udyr can buy them so much space is also going to lead them down the wrong path. I think, honestly, their best way of playing this is just playing for Drakes, setting it up correctly with Talia, wall them off, and make sure that you can stop the Jin from entering these fights. And Kartana, you don't really get to play the game right now, don't worry about it.
As a lot of people jump into Talia, they will get a double knockup as well, as Obongo has to flash away. Improvise is here, Phoenix Flare coming on in, gonna try to slam down on Obongo, gets that big stun out, and the shutdown goes over as well. Trying to get Storm have to retreat. Cannot face this 3-man squad here. Prim alone in the mid lane. They're gonna just get opened up on by this Jin. They have nowhere to go against the wall. Dodging away for the shots, but the 4th one does it, as Glory with the solo bolo shows which one is boss when it comes to the AD carries.
Yeah, it's just the Prim not wanting to expend the arrow back, try and stop that ult, to have more fate in their ability to dodge. With all summoners and ult available, that is a Sag moment there for that ADC. What they do, they fall, they don't lose the tower. It's just another kill going over to the Jin. What's it possibly going to do apart from maybe afford them to get closer to that LDR, which will kind of solidify their lead. I do love the mirror builds coming out from the mid and ADC. It just shows how bad ADC is right now, that Obongo could do it better on a Graves.
Well, yeah, those items are pretty good. Nice snowballing items, and that's exactly what they have been doing. So yeah, we can skip out on those namby-pamby crit items. Who needs them anyway? Get that nice lethality, get that lead. Bringing it up to the 2K lead so far for TES. No slouch when it comes to the Dragons either. Iconic fight with Rover, maybe vice versa. Iconic manages to secure that crab though. Gets the vision.
One thing I will say though, actually, Ultra, is the vision control coming from the side of XG isn't as strong this time around. It's actually being cleared a lot better here. By TDS, I think XG's vision control was incredible last time around, and this time they're a lot more proactive in clearing those and working together to help clear them. And I think that's going to be a big tell for how strong they're going to be come the next couple of team fights.
I think the side lane pressure is lots more significant in this game. Graves is much more of a side lane threat, especially more so than Syndra. And Gwen, of course, is the ever-present threat. Here comes the Herald, crashing that mid lane turret, stun onto Storm. Doesn't result in anything. The Herald will go down. Alright, Dragon is being pinged now. 45 seconds until that spawns. And this is the time where Storm has to establish the vision control. He's got 2 wards left. Then we can play around the choke points again, which of course XG did a great job at last game as well.
Yeah, we might see both. Yeah, I think we should see both supports actually recall now and attempt to get into good positions in terms of warding and have those wards available. But instead, looks like Improvise is going to stick around, and Storm will be the proactive one in terms of warding.
Yes, Storm does get that recall off. Arrives just slightly later. Everybody on XG is gathering around this Baron. I think they might make the read that TPS is going for the Drake. Are they going to try this? They're all hovering. They're spotted out by the blue trinket. Rover attacks Baron and has to walk away. Neither team really with the positional advantage anymore as XG just full concedes the river and heads back to their mid-wave. All the while, Bongo's been soloing the dragon. So, you know, big for them. Sent 3 people to go stop the Baron attempt. I guess that's all they need. DK left on the Drake, iconic Sony on Phoenix player, trusting Bongo to secure this one. Will go down as finally smited away. Phoenix player has to ult over the wall. Kartana hopping out of there with a short wall. I believe they managed to make it out. I think it was Blast Cone actually. They get out of there with the Blast Cone. Managed to stay alive. Iconic is non-stop with this harassment though. They'll boot out with the Volibear. They don't have a ton of damage down yet though. Well played from TPS off the macro game. Mormorn called in. Knocks up Storm. Obongo's here. That's a ton of damage. Basically one shot's remaining health on Phoenix player. Rover heading forward. Gets a nice knock-up. Very close to Schultz. Gotta watch out for this Gwen. That's pretty big. Gwen's fully immune. Look at that root onto Improvise as they're gonna continue forward. Collateral damage picks up Kartana. Oh, TPS, they're unstoppable. They can just continue forward here. Jolts nips apart Rover. Grim doing their best to hide this one out. They don't have a ton of damage. Beautiful W from Jin there to secure that kill. Obongo flashing forward as well. The end of the line for Prim as the ace is collected by Obongo.
Yeah, that's just dominance being shown here. TPS showing why they've already locked in their playoff spot. They can play these odd picks by the looks of things as well and just take over games. And Obongo and Glory are showing why you might have to ban some of these lethality champions away. They're looking very comfortable, very strong. And yeah, what do you do? Like, you're looking at XG's comp and you're going, it's a solid comp. It has everything you need. It has the wave clear, it has good AP damage, good control in terms of Talia ults. Volibear is great engage, great tank stats. Orin is always going to be a problem. Ash for setup and Milio for disengage. Everything is there that you need, and there's just... what do you do when Obongo is just a one-shotting your tanks?
True indeed. Yeah, one-shotting your tanks, and you are not one-shotting Iconic. Ooh, there's a very nice pullback for Talia, though. The shutdown goes over as they take down Jin here. The damage Phoenix player just slamming right on in. Improvise taking the turret the entire time, has to flash out of there. Kartana going to be taking the lot as well from that. Cannot continue this fight. Prim takes out the turret. Baron ping as Improvise has to mace here. I don't think they can do it. Not versus a Gwen, not versus the Graves. They are going to start it up. The wave in the bot side is being pinged as well, drawing attention to the fact that Supers could just take down that turret. Kartana's trying to zone. Jules is here, popping the knee to work. They can do. Baron at half HP. Bongo sort of gets auto attacks in. It's Rover that's zoning away Baron now. 2K gonna be going down. The smite is good. And XG collects the Baron. They're turning around onto Jolts now, who has no War Shroud. They're no longer immune. Arrow doesn't hit Obongo, but they are chasing him away to the mid lane. Weaver's Wall cuts him off. Fantastic from Kartana. Flash forward from Phoenix player, stuns him up, puts a ton of damage. Another shutdown collected for the Talia. Rover survives the curtain call. And just like that, XG, they're going to start turning this one around.
Yeah, just incredible ability there to just turn around and say, no, we are in control of this one. They pull the trigger, they go forward, they just keep killing. And this is where the wave clear from Kartana is going to be very important. Can they clear out the rest of that wave before Glory can finish off that tower? It doesn't look like it, so it's still not incredible. They're still losing towers there. In a position now where they can force a fight, yes, they can get something, but every single time one of those towers goes down, it gets closer to the end. They've lost the Nexus tower, they've lost an inhib, they've one remaining outer tower while there's still a mountain to get through in terms of just getting into the base per XG, but they're making the right moves and they're making great strides into building a way back into this.
Yeah, they've shored up the gold lead as well, shrinking only to about 3,000 so far. Still 2-2 on Drakes. So 3,000 gold lead at 26 minutes definitely could be a lot worse. Starting to get Ornn items for the key members as well, for Cortana and Prim. A few more will be coming down the line as well. I just want to see Pen built for Talia for Ashe to try to take down this Udyr, but XG, they're starting to look good again. Gonna head in under Bongo. They're just gonna tear him apart with 4 people right on down there. Just in time for this Drake to start spawning as well, but they have to attend this mid-wave.
Whereas Leah comes in incredibly clutch. She'll be able to hold this one off solo. But they're actually going to opt in for a fight here. They're just going to look to collapse on the 4 as 5. This is the fight. Rover, go.
Ornn called in. They just managed to knock up Iconic, so not really the best case scenario for that. Maokai ultimate as well used to disengage the Brambles, keeping everybody further away. Rover is tanky. Tanky to God knows where. The guy's going to be impossible to kill. Dragon started up by Prim. By XG, they'll take it down very quickly. And now they'll return the mid-wave with Baron buff.
Mid-wave, Baron buff. Inhib down, someone needs to go answer that. Someone needs to walk down. That's double supers now stacked up down there. It is actually respawning after they clear that, so this is their chance just to get a ton of gold shoveled into someone. There's a lot of gold sitting down there. It's actually going to go to Rover as they feel like a fight could happen at any point and they need to stick together. So Rover going to go pick that one up. Prim fires the arrow. It goes wide straight through the post so that it connects with no one. And yeah, it's going to set them back a little bit in terms of timing of when their next engage is going to be, but we have to talk about Obongo getting caught in side lanes twice now to just an absolute meatball coming from XG.
Yeah, I think that the vision just isn't there for TPS. It's tough to move Storm around to get the vision control that they need. You can see that most areas of the jungle are completely dark aside from this top area that they're currently attacking with 4 members. Make it 5, excuse me, as every single person is up there. They want to play for this outer tower. So Jolts is going to set up this wave, but Kartana, with no Baron buff, yeah, Kartana's going to shred those waves.
Yeah, Kartana's going to be able to rip through those. We're starting to see the Ornn items come through as well as they've now completed on ADC and mid. The upgrades coming through slowly, so Ornn now hitting level 16. We should see more. There it goes onto the Milio as well, so the scaling effect of the Ornn is starting to come into effect. So that gold lead that we're seeing, it's kind of a little bit closer than people might think. Those items are absolutely insane. Ornn ornaments can change a game. Bongo, you have got to be careful.
Oh, he's going to get picked again. He sees him on the ward, but Phoenix Flare's right there. I don't think he can kill Volibear fast enough. He's stunned out, hit with the dead man's plate, trying to do some damage to Kartana as he dies. We cannot make much headway. They commit a lot to this play. And I don't think they're going to lose anything in response either. It's just, again, Obongo dying in these side lanes.
Yeah, the communication isn't there to help control all of the waves together. And it's just being
Glory. Oh, see you, man. It's over for you. Flash forward from Prim. Straight into Iconic's waiting arms, though, but the rest of the team is there to back up their 80 carry, unlike the poor Jhin that fell down. Prim and the rest of XG, they've got long respawn timers ahead of them. They're just marching forward here. This could be it.
Yeah, let's see. Can they finish this one right now? I actually think there's a world where they can just end this game. I think they have enough time with Iconic being down that the main engage for the team is just Storm. Udyr won't be able to control the rest of it as they're trying to get something going. This could be a mistake.
Diving in, they're not able to finish off the turret. Jolt's doing a ton of damage as they take down Improvise. The collateral damage hits the Ashe as well. They're jostling around Jolt, but he will manage to survive. He's healing up with the Ripmaker now. It's the engage onto Kartana from Storm. Twisting advance. Obongo flashing forward, trying to hit him with the end of the line, but it doesn't quite connect. There's the last shot. That gets it though. Obongo claiming the shutdown. Whew, TPS, they defend the mid lane turret. They get a few kills. I think Baron is theirs now as well. 40 seconds left in the respawn for Kartana.
Yeah, this is Baron more than likely going to go straight over. This is a very back and forth game. TPS throw it one way and then XG build their way back in slowly, and then TPS find the pick. It seems like overzealous actions are the way to lose a game. Never mind trying to win a game, but Phoenix Flare, if there was ever a time to become the hero of this story, it is right here, right now. Do you have the vision? Can you get any vision? There's the Ash. Off into the top. Phoenix, gotta watch out for Jolts though. Here comes the jump.
Oh, Phoenix Flare, he's waiting to jump in or do something, but he just immediately goes down. And the damage, there's nothing else that they can do. Baron secured by TPS. Now it's a full 4v5. Improvised Prim and the gang are running for their lives, but Rover gets caught. He's CC'd for eternity. Iconic pushing his way forward as well, just absolutely shredding through XG with his empowered Storm. TPS, they got the Baron. They're 5 members strong. They're not going to push though. They're going to go for the Dragon, and I think this is a mistake.
Yeah, they're going to go for this Drake. I think there was a good opportunity for them to break open the base again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm... You know what? The third Drake, it's fine. It's fine. They're going to force both teams to fight for soul. It's cautious. It's playing it safe. It's fine. I'm not a big hater of it. I will say I think you're right in turning they could have opened the base there and done a lot more, but there's always that Kartana is up feeling where the wave clear is just there regardless.
Right. I think maybe you can have Gwen head the bot lane as the side laner there, try to just split between the 4 and 1. Head back to the Dragon after you kind of at least generate a little bit of wave pressure. But yeah, this is super safe. TPS not leaving anything up to chance. They have 3 Chemtech Drakes in their back pockets now. And their main carries are approaching full build. Almost got that last item for glory.
Yeah, I think we're coming to the stage now, Ultra, we have to talk about the one fight is the difference maker. As
that Asheld hit! Oh, Bongo gets caught out, but he's going to stay alive. Cortana and Rover don't have enough damage. There's a great ultimate from Prim to set things up. Oh, that was real close. I feel like that could have been it. Fantastic. Bongo deceptively tanky here. Raze just has a lot of base stats.
Yeah, just a lot of base stats. They managed to survive for now, but Prim just kind of proving that arrow can come from anywhere and do a lot. The communication a lot better this time around, as Bongo isn't over pushing while the rest of the team is trying to collect the wave to push it in. So macro much better this time around. Still can't get the waves to crash at the same time, so there still isn't that full siege pressure coming through as they are just able to clear these one out. There's a lot of fear in the sides right now because once that Ash arrow comes up, if they can find the engage and Jolts isn't there, they could take a pick or two and then they could just run them down.
Yeah, we gotta watch Bongo here. He could get run down again. Phoenix Flare loves this play. Very tense. Yeah, totally, as you said, in the next fight wins territory. The Baron buff, it's not easy to clear waves, but XG's still managing. With that Runans, with the Talia, they're doing just fine versus this Baron. I think it's tough for... But never mind, Prim is going to get rooted out of the game. Super tense, super tense.
Yeah, you need to shake it off a little bit there. Relax just a little bit. It's not that big, it's just a Jin root, okay? It's not like a Maokai flying forward.
Very true. You're absolutely correct. When that tree flies at your face, that's when you know things are about to go down.
See what happens next is Baron has now wore off. So they've weathered the storm for the moment without losing anything too big. Arrow does go wide as Obongo does always have that dash available to get away from it. For him, that's a big cooldown gone from the next fight. We do see that Kartana off to the side. We could see a Talia wall make a difference here as Rover should be tanky enough to deal with this. All Ornn items up. 4 items across the board for nearly everyone now, so things are just going to keep getting stronger. Everyone's going to keep doing more damage as Phoenix Flare will step in front to keep Jin from...
Oh, they're going to catch Iconic too, get him under the turret. He has to get away with the CC immunity. But now Prim's starting to run Storm down. Brambles come out to disengage the fight. Well played from Storm. Hoping to keep his team safe. Phoenix Flare front lining. I really like that catch. Iconic, they saw their moment, they took it. Ashel fired off, does miss again. Prim just is not able to find their mark.
Yeah, they've landed one absolute god arrow, and they just have not been able to pick up the rest of it.
The duality of Ashel.
Yeah, you're one or the other. You're a Hillsang or you're a rookie. It's one or the other. But look, all it takes is one to hit. That's the difference maker. But we do have to talk 1 minute now, Ultravox, until that Drake comes up. Both teams will be buying to try and get that soul. But just 11 seconds after that, Baron will be hitting the rift. You think team fight? Drake goes straight to Baron if you win. But there could be a trade-off coming. Who wants the Baron more? Who wants the Drake more? Soul versus Baron, the classic argument to take it down. How do you feel? Where would you be going? Chemtech or Baron?
If I'm TPS, I'm going Baron. I think that they're gonna muscle through with the Baron minions. They're gonna try to get this going. But here, look, the stun on Iconic is dashing out of here. Doesn't really manage to hit anybody. Can't really punch the Rover. Rover just surviving so long. Now the curtain call is activated. And needs Flare Force to ult backwards. Prim just putting out that DPS. Now the Ashe is online. They're flashing forward very aggressively. Kartana finds the kill on a Storm. Excuse me. Now, XG, they managed to win out the fight. They're going to collect the Dragon Soul. But is TPS going to head over to this Baron?
Without in champ select, you give enough time, and Ornn will not care for your lethality damage. Just will stand there and go, no, that is not what I'm built for, and it's working out for them, but they don't have time for it. They don't have time for it. They have to step off the Baron. It's already leashed. They can just take it from here.
This is so bad, too, because now that they started it up, they've expended a significant amount of their health bars. The contention, the interference, not possible anymore. Baron will just go down. Clad in Soul, clad in Baron buff, XG will move forward.
Yeah, it was a risky call. If you take a break for a minute, it was a very, very risky call to go for that Baron. If they could have burned through it, yes, it would have got them something in this one, but it's not enough at this stage. It's too much health, too much expended, and it gives up so much here. The goal lead still in their advantage with the Ornn items. We have to remember the buffs that they now have from Soul, the Baron as well to help them push. Side lane pressure, Kartana in the top side, Rover in the bot. Prim is a menace right now and getting closer to that last item, while on the other side, Obongo, Glory finished with their items.
Yeah, I think that it's really tough for TPS to hang on here. Yeah, their gold lead is going to start to become completely irrelevant. The Ornn items are what matters. That's going to be that big scaling difference. Kartana is getting caught out in the side lane. They get rooted out, though, and they will be eviscerated. Can they make it out the needlework? They're going to go golden, but I think that just spells their doom. It's so tough for XG.
Was that a time buy?
What?
Are they just trying to buy time to make sure that both inhibs get opened up here? They zombies, they just try to stay alive and keep them there for as long as possible so they just get both inhibs for free, because Rover's in that bot side now. That tower should fall as well. Nearly gets it, waiting for that last one more hit from that cannon should do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it was really tough. Kartana, I can totally see it. As long as just to buy time, just to make sure they get that minute hit. Totally halts the push from XG, though. Very unfortunate.
The call there is like, I'm dead, I'm going to buy time. Just get that tower. Like, they're screaming in the goals, we need this 2-0. We need to get into this one, and they get it. And the call now has to be from the other side. We're in trouble. We need to break their base open. We need to put them under pressure again, because they're playing happy. We need help.
Yeah, of course. It's a matter of break base or drown into the super minions. How much time is left there? I think not much.
Not enough to do something with it unless they find a fight.
Yeah, so
look, they're going for the inhib. They have to.
They're walking to top side.
No, on the other side, there was 4 in the bottom side jungle, or the The red
Yeah.
side jungle there, they were like, we have to get this in, we have to get this in here, and then obviously spotted them on the ward, they're moving immediately. Glory might find Rover here with that plant. No, they're getting dragged around this map.
Yeah, yanked all around. Prim and Phoenix Slayer showing up to this top side. They know they have the mid lane pressure, and Kartana can rotate over with both the TP and the Weaver's Wall. Prim just has to stay safe. They're marking out the Gwen. They know that the flank is possible. I think they need to wait for this super minion crash, and then they can resume their push.
Kartana waiting for a Weaver's Wall to cut them off from the tower, maybe?
Yeah, that could be huge. Could be really good here. I think that just playing it slow, they need the wave. Wave clear from TES. That's really good. Here comes the Weaver's Wall though, and the Brambles coming on in. Grim is safe the entire time. Starting to shred through Iconic. Slow him down. Jolts, and watch out for the needlework. Big healing from Melio. Keeping everybody healthy. The redemption as well. Resources expended on both sides, but many ults left for XG. They still have the Ashe ult, they still have the Ornald. Big team fight starters. Just
Volley there has the ult to disable this tower. They could send it at any point if anyone goes
down. There he goes, he's sending it, he's attacking Jolts. Iconic being the frontliner, taken down by the Ashe. Prim saved the entire time. Rover on the backside, he's so tanky. He will stay alive. Jolts barely managing to live, but no, the flash forward from Kartana secures the kill. I think that could be doing it. They've managed to break in. XG against the odds, staying alive in this game. The flash force shot doesn't kill Kartana. The Guardian Proc will save the mid laner, but Obongo's flash forward will make that happen for TPS. The team's fighting back and forth. Phoenix Flare flashing forward, getting aggressive. Double kill for Obongo. I think that XG has overstepped. Prim doing a ton, but they're taking a ton of damage in return. It doesn't matter. Prim has the DPS. The quadra kill for the Ashe, assisted by improvises Melio. XG, what was that fight? That's insane. They win the game.
You can't get blood from a stone, but XG have squeezed the rock to a bloody pulp. They've somehow done this from the leads we saw built from Obongo and Glory to what we just saw is XG. That is phenomenal play. Like, that is absolutely incredible. And as much as I would love to see a game 3, they were saying no to that. This was their game to win.
Absolutely, yeah. XG, they had something to say coming into this set. They decisively won game 1. Insane mental getting through this game 2, and they're truly showing why they deserve to still be in contention for the playoffs. So big congratulations for XG. This win means so much to them, and now they will keep moving forward. If they're playing like this, who knows how far they'll go. They're looking great.
If they're playing like this, I won't have any heart palpitations left to get me through this, because that was close end to end, but Prim just there at the end, absolutely showing up from Triss to Ashe. Phenomenal stuff there coming through, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they can do.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Banger game. We hope you all in the audience enjoyed watching it. Oh man, I'm still calming down for that. That was fantastic. All right, XG, big GGs to TPS 2. XG moving forward in their playoff run. Thank you so much for watching Titan Esports. We will have more for you all tomorrow. Tune in to catch some more exciting esports action. But that's going to be doing it for us today. We will see you guys next time.